Castorice might be the most dangerous DPS Honkai Star Rail has ever introduced. She doesn't just deal damage, she sacrifices her own HP and even her teammates' health just to power up her attacks. Her ultimate doesn't even require energy. Instead, it activates when she's at critical health. And let's not forget the dragon summon that can literally bring her back from the brink of death. This is not your typical DPS. She is high risk, high reward, but does that mean she's overpowered or just too difficult to use? Let's break down everything we know about her leaked kit, how she might fit into the meta, and whether she's actually worth pulling. So, who exactly is Castorice? She's not just some random new character. She's the servant of Thanatos, the Titan of Death. According to leaks, she's prophesied to wield the core flame of death, making her one of the most thematically intense characters we've seen. But here's what makes her even more interesting. She's dropping in the first phase of 3.2, right during Honkai Star Rail's anniversary. And if you know how gacha games work, anniversary units are almost always broken. Hoyoverse is already building up hype around her, and that alone is a strong sign that she won't just be a niche pick. Let's talk about what makes Castorice so unique. Unlike most DPS characters who just stack ATK or crit stats, Castorice is rumored to have a completely different playstyle. First, she's said to drain HP, not just from herself, but from her entire party. That alone is a risky mechanic because if you don't manage it properly, your team might get wiped out instantly. But in return, she gains insane power spikes. Her damage isn't just locked to single target or AoE. According to leaks, she's capable of doing both, making her viable in multiple situations. And then there's her ultimate, which might be the biggest game changer in Honkai Star Rail's combat system. Normally, characters need to build energy to unleash their ultimate, but Castorice's is rumored to trigger automatically when she reaches a certain HP threshold. That means you can't just spam her ultimate whenever you want. It requires careful HP management. But the wildest part? She apparently has a dragon summon that works like Hu Tao's C6, meaning it can save her from a fatal hit and even provide her with massive buffs. If this is true, she might be one of the most powerful glass cannon characters we've ever seen. The way Hoyoverse has designed her, it's clear that she's not meant for casual players who just want an easy-to-use DPS. She's designed for players who love high-risk, high-reward gameplay, where every move matters. Now let's talk about how to build Castorice. This is where things get even more interesting. For her relic set, you're going to want to use the 4-piece Poet of Morning Collapse set. This relic set seems to complement her HP-draining playstyle, boosting her damage output and making her hits even more devastating. You'll be stacking HP and crit stats to ensure she does maximum damage, but you'll also want to lower her speed to below 95. That's because some leaks suggest that her damage scaling might actually benefit from slower speed, allowing her to trigger abilities in a more controlled manner. On top of that, you'll want to pair the Poet of Morning Collapse with the 2-piece Bone Collection's Serene Domain Planar set. This will boost her damage even further and help her maintain survivability, which is especially important when you're managing HP so aggressively. If you're gearing her up for max damage output, your goal should be to optimize HP and crit damage while keeping her speed lower for more controlled skill rotations. Balancing her survivability and offensive stats will be a delicate task, but that's what makes Castorice so rewarding to play. Now, because she's constantly sacrificing HP, team synergy is going to be crucial. You can't just throw her into any random team and expect her to survive. First, healers are basically mandatory. If she's draining HP from everyone, you're going to need Gallagher, Luocha, or Huohuo to prevent instant deaths. Without constant heals, your entire team might just get deleted before you can even deal damage. Then there's the hyper carry setup. If you want Castorice to be the main DPS, she'll need supports like Sunday, who can boost her damage while keeping her alive. But the most interesting team comp might be a dual DPS setup with My Day. Since My Day also scales with HP manipulation, these two could work together to amplify each other's strengths while balancing out their weaknesses. At this point, it's clear Castorice isn't going to be for everyone. Some players are going to love the challenge she brings, while others might find her way too risky to use. So, the big question, is she worth pulling? On one hand, she's an anniversary unit, and anniversary units are usually some of the strongest characters in the game. If Hoyoverse follows the pattern of past gacha games, they're going to make sure she's at least top tier in the meta. On the other hand, Her high-risk mechanics might make her too difficult for the average player. If you prefer safe, consistent DPS units, you might want to wait for her full release and see how she performs in live gameplay. But if you like high-skill, high-reward gameplay, she could easily become one of the most exciting characters to play at the very least, if you're unsure, waiting for more leaks and official reveals is the best option. Her final kit might have even crazier mechanics that we haven't seen yet. So, what do you think? Is Castorice going to be meta-breaking, or just another risky unit that only a few players will master? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe, because I'll be covering more 3.2 leaks, anniversary content, and banner updates as soon as they drop. And if you want to see more insane character leaks, check out this next video.